So, can you combine alcohol with spirituality? And my answer to that question is going to be both no and yes. And guys, please stick with me until the end here because I will explain what I mean by that. But first, I need to say that, of course, it's so important that you listen to your own bodies. So, not just physically, but also mentally and emotionally. So, really feel like how is your body responding to alcohol, and do I really feel that it's worth it? And I think that if you can reduce or even eliminate alcohol from your life, I think that's good, because after all, it's something that's going to cloud your judgment. It's going to make it more difficult to connect on a spiritual level, and so on and so on. So if you can reduce it or eliminate it, I think that's a good decision. And however, I would like to say that I feel that a lot of people in the spiritual community have this thing sort of where you need to be pure. You need to be spiritual the right way. You need to be wholesome. You need to be pure, clean, and so on. And I feel like the world is not like black and white like that you have to choose. So either you choose to be spiritual and then you go down the pure path, and stop drinking, smoking, stop, all your materialistic interests and so on, and you just go down the spiritual path, or you stick to your interests on the materialistic side of life, and you keep going out and you have your interests. Maybe you like shopping and so on and so on. So, but I think, it's not like that. You don't have to choose, because for me, if I had to choose between being spiritual the right way and to do what I like to do in this 3D world, things like, I like to go shopping. I like to buy clothes like this one, I thought it was nice, so I went to shop it, and I like to go to the cinema sometimes. I like to have a drink now and then. So, I have those 3D world interests as well, and does that make me, a bad person? I don't know. Well, if it does, well, maybe it does, but I don't really care, because I think I can be both spiritual and have 3D world interests as well, because I'm getting really, tired of people preaching in the spiritual world that you need to do this and that. You need to stop with your 3D world interests. You need to stop. Don't shop because it's so shallow, and you need to do this and that. Honestly, after all, we're still humans. Even you, in your desired reality, are going to be a human. It's not like you're something else. You're a human, right? And humans need to eat. Humans need clothes. Human sometimes want to socialize because that's in human nature, And that, if you feel that you need to do certain things to feel good in the 3D world, such as, having a nice dinner with your friends, and if that means having a glass of wine, come on, it's not the end of the world, because yeah, again, a lot of people in the gurus and experts in the spiritual world are telling you that, you need to be pure. And this was my path down the this was my spiritual journey, and I'm not judging. I feel that, again, if you can remove alcohol from your life completely, I think that's the best decision. Honestly, I do think that, because alcohol is going to cloud your judgment. It makes your body feel bad the next day if you drink too much, and so on and so on. And also, personally, I find that since I went down the spiritual path, I don't have to drink as much. I still have a glass of wine when I eat dinner sometimes, I do that. But, I find that whereas before, maybe I would need more glasses of wine to reach a certain level of, to feel high, but now, since I went down the spiritual path, I feel that I don't need as much, because I can connect with my, higher self anyway, without taking anything. So, but then, having said that, again, you don't have to choose. It's not like being pure, you're on this side, and then you're not pure, and then you're on the bad side, So come on, guys, And personally, myself, again, I like to go out. I like electronic dance music, by the way. So I like to go to electronic dance music clubs, and I like to dance, because that's something I enjoy. But I do it because I like to dance. It's not because I like to drink. So I could even go out and have a glass of water. It doesn't matter. I don't need to have any alcohol at all, to feel good. But sometimes I will have like a drink or a glass of wine or even a beer, and I think that's fine because I already have a base level of life satisfaction, which is like around here, Whereas, say, 10 years ago, I was feeling really down. I was in a bad, like, low period of my life. I was feeling down here. And then, if I would have used alcohol to try to get up here, like as a tool like that to feel better, I would have, gone down a really bad like path. Luckily for me, I cannot stand that much alcohol because my body physically cannot tolerate it, so I don't drink much. But I do drink, and sometimes, I go out, I meet my friends, or I have a dinner with my friends, and I like to have a glass of wine. And does that make me a bad person? Well, if it does, honestly, I don't care what people say because that's what I like to do. But I think there's a difference between doing it just because you think it's nice, and to move from a basic level of life satisfaction, which is here, and then maybe a little bit here. So it's more like a spice, But if we take someone that, for example, let's say someone that is feeling really like their base level of life satisfaction or fulfillment or happiness, is here. And by that, I mean like the neutral state, because you're always going to feel, up and down, So sometimes you're feeling low and then sometimes high, because you're happy. But sometimes you're just neutral. You're not sad, you're not depressed, but you're not excited either. So you're like in the middle somewhere. And that's what I mean by your base level. So if your base level is like here and you're using alcohol as a crutch, to get up here, because otherwise you're gonna fall down, so you need this crutch to even move forward. I mean, that's when you really need to stop and think to yourself, like, okay, if I really need alcohol, if that's my only tool to move from a base level of happiness from here to here, first of all, that's not gonna work, because it's just going to move you from here to here temporarily. It's not going to move you from here to here permanently, So first of all, that's not going to work. But secondly as well, if you do that, it's the wrong approach, because you need to first have a base level of happiness that is higher than this level, And then if you feel like you're just having a glass of wine when you eat dinner because it makes you feel nice, it's more like a spice, then I think that's something completely different. But so you need to ask yourself, like, what are my reasons for doing this, and how would I feel if I removed alcohol from my life completely, And if the answer to the question is that if I remove alcohol completely, I'm gonna go from here to here, I'm just gonna, fall down. I mean, that's not a good sign, So then you need to stop and find other ways. And that, if you think that, I think it's a good. This is a good time then to just stop and cut down alcohol completely from your life a couple of weeks and try to get back to yourself and find other ways to find happiness, because that should not be your the one thing that is holding you up, So again, so this is why my answer is going to be both yes and no, guys, because it depends. It depends. And again, I think, you need to be very mindful. You need to be mindful with how much, and, think to yourself, how am I feeling when I do this? Is it worth it? Is it worth the consequences? Have a balanced approach, but you do not have to feel that if you're not pure, you are not doing spirituality the right way, because a lot of people are saying this. You need to be pure, and the time once I became clean and stopped drinking and smoking, and then I saw things in a completely new light. And I mean, if that works for you, I mean, I think that's amazing, but not all people are ready to sacrifice that much. Personally, I'm not. I like wine. I like red wine first and foremost, but I'm not ready to sacrifice that. However, I really don't need to drink more than like 1 or 2 glasses every now and then. It's not more than that, you know. So I mean, as long as you have a balanced approach to it, it's completely fine. So yeah. But you know, just wanted to say that to you guys, because you know, not everyone wants to sit at home every day and drink green tea, and they want to stop drinking coffee because caffeine is bad for your body, and they want to, you know, read books and meditate every hour of the day, and you know, not everyone wants to do that all the time, because some of us have other interests as well. I like to discuss spiritual topics, but I also have other interests. You know, it's not like I meditate 24/7. You know, I have other things I want to do with my life as well. You know, so not everyone is ready to do that. And I do like to drink coffee. You know, I don't want to give up coffee because it's bad for your body or whatever. You know, so I'm not ready to do that. You know, so if I had to choose between giving that up or you know, staying spiritual, I would just be like, you know, screw it. I'm not gonna be spiritual anymore if that's what it takes. You know. But luckily, you don't have to choose. So that's what I'm here to tell you. So yeah, but also, you know, don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm judging. If you like to drink green tea, if you don't like to drink coffee, if you want to meditate, I think that's amazing. I do meditations as well. I drink green tea sometimes as well, you know. And I have days when I don't drink coffee, but I do like to have my coffee, you know. So I think as long as you do what feels best for you, then, you know, don't care so much what other people or gurus on YouTube are saying, because just do what you feel is best for your body and for your, not just physically. I mean, physically is one thing, but also emotionally, and you need to feel that you have value in your life, because, you know, you want to live your life in the way that is best for you personally, and if that means that you want to keep drinking coffee, or you want to keep, you know, having your glass of wine occasionally, or you know, whatever, then do that. So you know, having interests and liking things in the 3D world is not always bad, you know, as some people want to put it. So keep that in mind, guys. Yes, but again, just to summarize, you know, and I've said this throughout the whole video, but be mindful, you know, when it comes to alcohol, just to look back to the original topic here, you know, so be mindful. I mean, that is key, and listen to your body. And if you can eliminate it or remove it, or you know, just reduce it a little bit, I think that's good. So if you can reduce consumption a little bit, I think that's really good for your body and for your spiritual journey, because you're going to feel more connected, but also it does not have to be an obstacle. You know, you can still go down the spiritual path and you know, do what you like. Drink your coffee, have your wine, have your beer, do your thing, go shopping if that's what you like. You know, so again, you know, having 3D world interests is not going to ruin things, you know, because we're here on this planet. We are in a context which is this 3D world. We cannot. That's the context we are living in. You know, we are here. This is a 3D world. I have 3D things around me. You know, this is what I see in my life. So you know, I have to work with the environment that I'm in. You know, and so just do what feels best for you. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say to you guys, and I hope it gave you some perspective and insight. And as usual, I don't like to say this, but you know, I have to. So if you like this video, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, and so on and so on and so on, blah blah blah. Yeah, you know the drill. Anyway, guys, take care. Have an amazing day. Have an amazing weekend. Have an amazing evening, and I'll speak to you later. Bye bye.